Mike ain't got to say.
David, he looks like he has a blue outline.
It's just Joe. Joe got to ask the right questions. That's what he got to do.
Is it just the monitor?
It's probably just the peaking.
It's his aura.
Okay.
Yeah, it's his aura.
Let's get right into it. One of the biggest talking points from last year's game, the RNG in shooting. What can you tell us about shooting this year, and can you compare it to a past 2K?
Okay, so we talked about this online a little bit. There's no RNG in shooting. I'm going to say that with an exception. There's RNG still in like those quick heaves that you get at the ends of buzzers, buzzer beaters, and like half court, full court heaves. Okay, so that's still, I don't want to get labeled a liar.
Fair enough.
That's still going to use the dice roll. But everything else is straight green windows, pure green windows. They scale based on attributes and coverage and all of the badges and everything. But those windows, once they're set by those things, if you can time your shot in those windows, you will hit the shot.
So theoretically, you can time your shot in those windows, you can shoot 100%.
You can shoot 100%. Yeah. So compared to past 2Ks, that one's hard to answer because we really have never done this before. The closest was probably 24. 24, we had a pure green window, a little bit larger one, but that one even had RNG on the edges. So what happened there is like, it was a really, really tight window that most people probably couldn't hit consistently. And then that would bleed out to like, 0% chance on the edges. So we still used a dice roll to keep the numbers like, so people wouldn't go like, over 10. They would at least hit some shots if they were kind of sloppy on their timing.
Right.
So that was the idea there.
So you'd say it's like a more skilled base 2K24 shooting?
Yeah, absolutely. If if you are crazy,
Bro, I don't know why. I don't even remember 2K24 shooting like that. What was 2K24? I was damn. What was 24? I don't know why I can't remember 24 for some reason. It's not clicking to me. Who's on 24's cover? I don't remember. I ain't gonna lie.
good at shot timing, you're going to take good shots, you're going to destroy people.
You're going to separate yourselves from other players.
Absolutely. And to offset
good
that,
to hear.
I'll throw that out there too, is that one of the reasons why we felt we could go this way is because defense is stronger. So contests, they're powerful. If you can get a hand up.
Man, y'all be saying that every year, and yet the contest system be so butt. Interior defense be so butt. It's just be butt. I hope he telling the truth. I'm gonna have to see it for myself before I can believe it.
And
I ain't going for it.
a lot. I know you guys are really good at doing this. So you know when to jump, you know when to stay down, you know when to be in hands up. People who master that, they're going to be able to ding these shooters hard enough where it's going to be such a hard window to hit that consistently at least that you're going to keep the percentages down. So I'm not too worried because at least all the play tests we've been having, we're getting good numbers.
So we'll segue into shot contests then. It seems like it can be challenging to find a balance, right? You have attributes, badges, player heights, player wingspans, hand placements on the contest. How do you try to balance it to make it to a point where you're not getting contests when you shouldn't, and then you are, it's not too strong, too weak? How do you find the balance between all those factors?
Yeah, it's really hard. It's just a lot of iteration, and it's seeing what feels right. And the hardest thing about contests, I'm going to say, is usually what happens is in the 2K cam view when you're playing live with no replays, sometimes things don't look as contested as they are, or vice versa. Yep. Like sometimes it's like, oh, there's a crowd of dudes on the guy. Why is it like a 2% contest? And usually it's because two guys are flat-footed, one guy's behind the shooter, and it looks really crazy, but it's actually pretty open. And so it's really hard to dissect, every little clip.
If you were to freeze frame it at the point of the release, it's actually...
You can kind of see why the game is saying this is not a heavily contested shot. Even though to your eyes, in real time, in the heat of battle, it might look contested. But yeah, it's really just a lot of balancing and trying to make it so that, everything is a factor. We want people to invest in good perimeter defense or interior defense on the inside.
I mean, I do,
make sure that
but
height is effective, wingspan's important. All those things got to be.
I be putting my hand up. Don't be saying it'll be saying it's open. It's not open. Give me at least a lightly contested. He gonna tell you it's open. It don't be open. My hands be up, but you know how I get down.
Important,
right?
Unfortunately,
overpower each other.
Staying on the topic of shooting, rhythm shooting was added to 2K25. You've already talked about how rhythm shooting is different this year, and we kind of need to recalibrate our brains in terms of how to think about it. You've also talked about how you want button and rhythm shooting to both be viable options. What are some factors you would say people should consider when they decide if they want to shoot with the button or with the stick?
It's going to be labbing, I think. It's going to be finding a shot that works for you and finding out like what you're good at. Because it's, I guess my analogy, maybe it's not a good one, but it might be like if shooting with the button is like shooting a free throw, and shooting with the stick is like shooting a deep three-pointer with maybe a slightly larger basket. It's like one might be easier for somebody and one might be harder for somebody, but it really depends on the person. Like some people are just going to get it. Some people are going to be in rhythm shooting and be like, I understand that tempo is what really matters. I got to get a certain speed in my stick throw to master shooting. And some people are like, I don't get it. I just can't hit a shot. I just see the window.
I didn't understand it, honestly.
That's fine. And then some people are going to be in the middle, like Wolf's one of our best players internally, and he's like, yeah, he has this crazy formula. He's like, I'll use button for this case, I'll use stick for this case, I'll use stick for this case, button for this case.
So certain
he's all over the
shots,
place. Yeah, certain shots it might be easier for
dividing it
you.
up.
For me, I do rhythm shoot. I rhythm shoot everything, like, and that's just how I play. But yeah, some people are mixing it up, some people are just pure button. And that's kind of one of the metrics for me, actually, is internally, what are people doing? What are they gravitating towards to be successful? And I've found that it's really a good mix. So I think we're in a decent spot. And I don't know why I want this, but I think rhythm shooting is cool. And if it was, up to me, everyone would at least try it. But like we said earlier, it's like I didn't want it to be like last year, there was definitely an advantage.
Right.
And there might be an advantage this year if you find it easier because you just happen to understand the mechanic better. But really, you can't go wrong with either.
So if someone's not like you, if they don't like rhythm shooting, it's like you shoot with the button, you're on the level playing field. It's just it's just preference.
And some people are going to be like destroying people on the button, and if you force them to rhythm shoot, they'd probably go 0 for 10.
Yeah.
So it's really, the goal is to make it both viable. Whether they're equal, I don't know if there's even a way to put a metric behind that, because I don't know how to gauge something that's that different, right? It's just different.
With the addition of the Badge Max +2 perk, you're going to be able to boost badges multiple levels now. Can you speak to how effective it's going to be? Let's say, your 78 three-pointer is typically silver set shot. Mm-hmm. How effective is it going to be to boost it to 78 three-pointer with offset shot versus actually getting the requirement of three-pointer to unlock the badge level? Like how can we kind of in our brains define like how much better it's going to be?
That's a very difficult question.
All right.
It's very nuanced, and the thing about badges is that they're situational, right? So a rating is going to be more global and it's going to affect you everywhere, but the badges might be certain situations or certain contexts. So you have to consider that, like what kinds of shots are you taking? So yeah, generally speaking, I would just say find the shots that you like to take or that you tend to take. Find out the badge that's going to work best for, and then go all in on that badge. That's better than getting like bronze everything. Bronze everything is going to be like, it's not going to do a lot for you, to be honest. You're going to want to go at least silver or gold to see some effects from that badge. Otherwise, just go in on your attributes, and that's going to be more beneficial to you.
All right, let's switch gears. Finishing. We've seen 2Ks where finishing has been insane. Dunks, layups, floaters, all types of things. We've also seen years where it's been a bit hit or miss and a little inconsistent. It seems like this year was an area of focus, with custom layups and bringing back the visible green window on dunks and layups. Just talk about the challenges in terms of finding a balance, because again, there's so many factors: attributes, badges, player momentum, player size, height, all those things. How do you find that balance so that it's not overpowered, but it's also not inconsistent?
Yeah, that's another difficult one. Just one of the things I'll say from the outset is one of the goals for our team this year was, and this sounds weird, but we wanted every play style to be OP. So, you've maybe heard that before.
Yeah,
right?
they
So
mean.
It sucks when there's one dominant play style or two dominant play styles. We wanted it to be that if you created a slasher and even a layup slasher, like really specific thing, you want to be a guy who just finishes like Kyrie, that you can do that and you can be effective and you can like kill people with that.
Yeah.
But if you were like, some glass cleaning interior defensive guy, and if you invest everything in that and you get good at that, you can just, stop everything in the paint.
If everything's OP, then it's kind of just like pick what you want to be.
Yeah, pick what you want to be.
Yeah.
We want there to be a diversity in play styles. But to answer your question with slashing, yeah, it was a point of emphasis, especially with layups and dunks, to make slashing just more of a game, like more of a weapon.
Right.
Because we knew going in, these thinking green or miss is back. People are gonna be like, okay, I'm making a 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
I'm gonna left, right, cheese behind screens and just pull every shot. It's not as easy as it sounds. So don't think you're going back to 2K24. It's different, especially I mentioned with the contest. So I encourage people to try out a bunch of different styles before they commit to what they're building.
One way to play.
Yeah.
Man, how you mean try out a bunch of different styles? How you gonna do that? You test your build, you ain't really like being able to test against other online people. It's not gonna be the same. That's the problem. It's not gonna be the same. I see what he's saying, but like, I don't know how much like that's gonna help out to us.
You've seen it already downstairs, but like floaters are tough. Like they're really strong, and you know if you get in your bag and you find the custom layup package that you want for your guy, you're going to be pretty tough.
Yeah, you can be exploding downhill and stop on a dime and just float it over the bit. Yeah, no, it's
And dunks too. You see it. We made dunks easier. It's just hold down on stick now. It's not a big Mortal Kombat throw as people call it.
seems like even like
easier.
standing dunks as well, like standing meter dunks. Everything seems a bit more.
Yeah,
Okay.
a little worried about 7-4s, but I think they're okay. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Worried about
When it comes to
7-4.
dribbling in 2K26, what was your vision? What did you see, and what did you
heard
want
that.
to execute?
No that.
And are we going to see big builds being explosive and popping off the dribble like LeBron and Durant and all the taller players in real life?
I wouldn't say popping, but they're definitely moving better.
Okay.
The goal for dribbling at a high level was to make it more explosive. Let players branch and chain moves together more readily, more freely. Have moves generally be more explosive, both launching out of them and just chaining between moves. And then just putting a lot of different combos in that haven't been in the game for a while or never have been in the game.
Right.
So that's exciting to me always. Working on the dribbler is just like, what can I Easter egg into this thing? Not tell anybody about. It's not in 2K. Learn 2K. You just
See
gotta
how
go.
long it takes them to find it?
Yeah, gotta wait till Steezo's video comes out, or you gotta like get in the lab and you gotta just cook. So.
You tell me Mario Wayne be tapped in with Steezo? Oh, that's funny. Like, that's funny as shit. You know Steezo be breaking the hell out of that game. Like, every single way he gonna find a way.
Discoverability to me is like one thing that I'm excited about for dribbling. And
Break the hell out of
to
that
find like their dribble style and all the moves that you can set up with your guy, and find the right combo that that you're good at and get in their bag. And
yeah, I messed with it a little bit, and it definitely feels more explosive. Even the 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", yeah, definitely compared to last year, much more. I know you said not poppy, but I would describe it as more, burst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Shea, our cover guy, because a lot of his animations are pretty tough. So he's a good dribble style to try out too. I'd say for
Shay.
rear guards.
So judging by the things you've tweeted and answered questions on, it seems like you're kind of leaning towards a more skill-based defensive system in the game. Like you said, pluck steals have been nerfed, but blitz steals will be rewarded. It seems like if you outplay your opponent, that's what you're looking to reward defensively. Was that the idea going into kind of revamping how defense is played?
Especially with steals. Steals have been, for a long time, haven't had much of a game to them.
Right.
It was kind of a ratings-based dice roll. So that's what I meant when I said the pluck steals are gone.
Yeah.
The ones that are just calculated by like, here's your rating, here's my rating, I hit the button, let's just play an animation out, that's all gone. So actually you guys inspired me a lot. Watching Black Market play and watching Bauer play defense, I call him out. I guess it's all you guys, but especially Bauer, and like how good he is at anticipating and cutting the dribbler off. I wanted that to be the game. Like if you can read where the ball handler is going and then hit steal at the right time. We spend a lot of time on that too, just the ball targeting on steals and playing the right animations. They're quicker generally, the animations themselves. So, and not locking you into them as much. But yeah, that whole, the IQ part was important to me. Yeah.
Actually having some stick skill to be rewarded for a steal instead of just, like you said, pressing a button and the game gives it to you.
Yeah, and that was, like I said, the top of the thing is like that was across the board, right? So, but especially with defense, steals, blocks are the same way. We didn't want to just be like, okay, your rating's good, you block everything.
Right.
It's got to be, you got to time it, you got to read, you got to know when to jump, when to stay down, those kinds of things.
I saw some people follow up that they were concerned, like, oh, so what's the point of even going high steal? From my experience playing 2K, the higher your steal, the better reach animations you get. Not just plucks, just better, quicker reaches. You recover faster instead of getting into a long, kind of stumbly reach animation. I'm assuming that's consistent this year.
Yeah, you even have like, we actually have different collision radius with the hands based on your steel rating. So there'll be times where like, if you're the ball and I have a lower steel rating, if I get like right on the edge of it and I'll miss it, but that extra couple of like, sometimes inches or less than inches can make a difference between a steal and not a steal. So that stuff's all impacted by your steal rating. So there's reason to invest in steel, especially if you want to be a lock or a two-way. You're going to need it.
You touched on it a little already in terms of the build and play style diversity you're looking to create. Is there anything else gameplay-wise that you would say you're hopeful creates that diversity in 26?
Besides the builds themselves and the takeover system, I think I mentioned on Twitter, we opened up some of the requirements too for like dribble styles and for dribble moves. That so the rule kind of was, if it was like an 80 rating requirement, and you were like, it was like for swings only or for smalls only, that got moved to both. So that's kind of the rule. So I know people were saying like, okay, well that means that like LeBron can get Kyrie's moves, and that's not how it works.
Right.
Kyrie's still going to be limited to the small guards because it's such a high rating.
Yep.
Nice.
But yeah, opening some of that up is going to, I think, hopefully create some build diversity, or give people options at least. Like if they're only choosing a small guard because they want a certain dribble move style or a certain move itself, maybe they can open that up to a 6'5" or 6'6" now, or 6'7", something like that.
Big shout out to Mike for sitting down with me, but if y'all want to check out this gameplay in action, click that video on the screen right there. That's the NBA 2K26 gameplay breakdown. You don't want to miss it. Video on the screen right there.
Hey, bro, I almost say, man, shouts out to Mike Wayne for even answering the questions. You know, people was going to be wondering why we never talked to Mike Wayne, but the fact he got to sit down and talk to Joe Knows, that's pretty cool. I fuck with it. Hopefully the game get back good, maybe 1 year. Well, I'm just going to wait and see. I ain't even finna wait there and sit and pay my